What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 91. I wonder if they would echo it if I had.
Oh, we're doing our own sound effects now?
Yeah, really. Okay. I will.
All right.
I will produce the show while emceeing.
Well, look at you. Look at you.
Had a coffee. This is filming.
I can tell.
The filming is later than normal, so
you're
I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is your second Zipco in Cabo now?
Cabo is my new second home.
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
That's where I live now.
Got it. Forward mail too.
Yes. Even my friend Omar down there was like, "Oh, when you coming back?" I went, well, I'll see you in a couple months.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah. So Larry loves it down there. That's his. Disney's my place. Cabo's his.
Yeah.
So
in 2023, you've been in Cabo more than Disney so far, though? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Will that change soon?
Yes.
Okay.
End of April.
Forward mail to Disney as well.
Well, I'm hitting Disneyland in April,
awesome.
which is a little bit different because I normally do Disney World. So
very cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Disney?
My favorite Disney? My favorite part of Disney? Like the actual rides and or
whatever park or part of a park.
Park? Okay. So if we're talking park, I probably would have to say it's kind of split between Epcot because I love Figment and I love the countries, and Magic Kingdom because I love the magic. And for me, Disney is not about my experience. It's about watching all the people that are there and the kids that are experiencing some of that magic for the first time. So for me, my goal in life is to take as many people to Disney for their first time as possible.
Well, we had some games this weekend.
We did.
Yes, we played, and there were the whole slew of IFL games this weekend. I just really wanted to use the word slew in a sentence. So,
okay. We had lots of games this weekend.
Yeah.
We finally have everyone playing now.
Yep.
So there was a little bit of a lag because of people being able to get home dates in their arenas. That's why we started a little bit earlier than some of the other teams, and they'll finish, differently than we do, or there'll be another bye for us. That's how we balance out a 15-game schedule. Before we move on, though, I think we need to thank a few people for this episode.
Yeah, this is why I just work here and you own the team.
Whatever.
My bad.
So I would like to give a shout out to Werner Electric.
I would like to give a shout out to Creative Edge and Edge VR.
Excellent, because they make us look good.
They do.
They must have great filters on these cameras. Can you tell if there's a filter on there? No? Anyway.
Awesome. So
he's nodding his head in the background.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you are filtered out, lady. Let me tell you.
So
anyway.
Some exciting games too. So we'll get to ours, but there were some great games over the weekend. I got to catch a couple finishes. So the Rattlers game versus Bay Area, which actually is 1 and 2 on the coaches poll with the complete changeover in Bay Area.
Yeah, they
was
have
a great
impressive team.
And Kevin was very calculated at the end of the game, and it felt like from an outsider, and maybe Kevin will watch this, that he just wanted nothing to do with overtime. He was trying to. He went for 2.
He wanted to be done,
and then went for the deuce, and then the game was over. Which, I mean, why not? So, yeah. But
I think it was, when you get down to those last seconds of the game, and we'll talk about that when we talk about our game. In the IFL, as you know, a lot of games are determined in the last 10 seconds of the game.
Yep.
And I'm not talking when there's just one score. I'm talking when there's 2 scores away.
Right.
You've seen people pull out a win, right?
Yep.
And, I agree with you. I think Kevin was like, it was a very hard fought game. Both sides were very competitive. But in the end, he did take a loss and Bay Area won. So good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about Vegas because Vegas has such great production value.
They do. Good job.
And that was another one that was kind of surprising. Vegas was on the money for their game.
Yep.
So I think Vegas did a great job.
I think Mogs
it was a close game.
Hung with them. Yep.
Mogs did a great job. It's just when Mogs finally would get a break, Vegas just came right back in, and there was that.
And that was Daquan versus one of his old teams too. So there's that whole dynamic. So
Right,
yep.
which was a little
Yep.
weird. And then
Yep.
I saw Pearson had some pretty cool things going
Yeah,
on in
he
that
picked
game.
one off that they reviewed multiple angles and it did not hit the turf. So, and then like Pearson does, proceeded to chirp at the visiting team. So
Some things never change.
Nope.
But yeah, chirping's a nice way to put
and
that.
standing on the dashboards doing it, which he's
Yeah.
also known for.
Well,
so.
he's a very passionate player and a passionate man.
Yep.
So I get it.
We will see him on Friday.
Yes, it's just the grandstanding sometimes in our league, and really we'll talk about this after we're done talking about all the games. But how our league is perceived versus how we as owners want it perceived, there seems to be a disconnect that's going on. So there's that. Let's talk about Duke City
Yep.
a little bit.
Beat Naz, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was a big boost for them, I'm sure. Naz is the defending champion,
Yep.
but that's not everyone that they played that game,
Right.
that championship game with. So realize that from season to season, especially with new college players coming into our league, we try to let some of those vets go, not to make the game worse, as some of the trolls might say, or not to make it less competitive. On the contrary, we're giving as many people a chance to get that film and get that exposure as possible. And I've said it before, and I've said it on this show, it's all about the coaching. And if you have talent and you have great coaching, you're going to have wins. And that's not knocking our coaching, because I think we do have good coaches. We just have to get a rhythm. And when we talk about our game, that rhythm started with this last game against Massachusetts.
Yeah, and I think one thing, and if I get the story wrong, I apologize, but I was reading when the quarterback decided not to return to Naz, I believe he had a kid, so it wasn't, Naz wasn't going to pay him under the table, none of the stuff you'll see floating around the forums. I think he made a life choice.
Right.
So, yep.
And people need to realize that this isn't the NFL.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
not making, $50 million and $10 million or $200,000. They literally make $225 per game if they're playing legit. The ones that pay them under the table for working for the team, or just outright want to, there's player bonuses that go out, or they sign side deals, or whatever the case might be. But this isn't meant to be a career. This is meant to be a 3 or 4 term, and then you move on. It's
Someone
not
should
the
have told
NFL.
me that 6 years ago.
No.
Oh,
Not
players?
you.
Oh, okay.
Not me. We're
Got
in it for
it.
the long
Okay, that's
haul.
fair.
Players only, Ryan. Players only.
perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I've signed a lifetime extension with Kathy Trinkler.
you heard it here. So stop saying
There
you're
was
leaving.
that's the first time I didn't say this is my last season.
Exactly. You got a lifetime extension, and it's on camera.
Nice.
So,
Can we edit that?
so who else do we need to talk about?
There's a game we're missing
Quad
without
Cities.
grabbing my phone. Quad Cities was at San Diego?
San Diego.
Okay.
And
Quad Cities won, yes.
yes.
Yep,
And
yep.
the San Diego feed, though, San Diego's been a little, they've struggled. There were some ownership changes that went back and forth. And I was very impressed with the feed, the replay, the score bug, everything. They did have one of the better feeds,
Yeah.
if you will, over the weekend, which was really cool to see. I'm very proud of them for, stepping up and delivering what they did from a film standpoint. So let's talk about our game.
Yeah.
So we were in Massachusetts. I
Yep.
think that based on the blowout that we had at home for our opener, everyone just expected us to just do the same thing.
Sure.
And we didn't.
Nope.
We didn't. It was a competitive game. As we got closer to the end, one of those things that we do to ourselves, and Larry and I have said it, and you and I have said it on here as well, is we beat ourselves, right? We make silly mistakes that end up costing us a turnover, costing us a possession, not completing or holding them at a 4th down or 3rd down. And then they score and we can't catch up.
Right.
So at the end of the game, it was one of those, there's only so many seconds left. What are you going to do?
Right.
And so we tried and it didn't work, but we did a lot of squib kicks, or onside, if you want, whichever way you want to call it, to try and gain possession of the ball and then, run it in. And it we couldn't get possession.
Yeah.
So I was saying when we were watching, we need to practice that because we're not good at it. And there was a lot of discussion after that game, both on the forum as well as internally, as to now that we have this betting thing going on, Oh,
that last kick.
Yeah.
Sure. Right on. So I didn't catch wind of that and think till yesterday that was floating around. So
yeah.
Yep.
And whatever the mindset was of their coach and whatever, it is what it is, but he actually came over and told Corey that Corey shouldn't have done what he did. And their coach has been around long enough to know.
Stout did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Stout. You don't come and admonish our coach and say, hey, you shouldn't have, done that squib, or otherwise we would have just knelt, and you should know better. And I'm thinking, if I was Corey, I would have, I know Corey was much more refined than I would have been, but if the tables were turned, darn well that Stout would have done the same thing.
Sure.
Because it's all about winning the game. But the big thing, and it was even on the broadcast, is somebody must have bet the on the team
kick
because
the over, right?
Yeah. It affected the spread.
Got it. This is how much I sports bet. It rhymes with 0.
Which is okay.
I think we're referring to butter when we're talking spread. So,
or
we're
peanut
good
butter.
here.
Or
There's
peanut
no
butter.
tampering from Opson because I don't even know what sports betting is. So
just so you all know, when it comes to the betting on the IFL games, no one within the organization can bet.
Yep.
So that includes office staff, coaching staff, players. If you get caught doing that, it affects a lot of different things. And we have a group called Integrity that reviews that and looks at that. So if there is anything questionable going on, they will address it. So I don't get into that piece of it, but I will say I don't think that coaches actively watch what the spread is.
Sure.
That's not what I'm saying. It's just it didn't look good.
Sure.
Is what we're saying, because they were already up by 2 scores. Why would they do what they did? They could have just taken possession and been done. But it is what it is. Everyone in this league knows that if you have a minute on the clock, you got plenty of time. If you have 20 seconds, you can still make a difference. And we did that last season with Sioux Falls when we finally beat them at home. It came down to the last few seconds of the game. So as far as our team goes, I think we did better. We did put up much to what we were talking about before we started this episode. We did put some points up, which is good. So from an offense standpoint, we're getting there. We have a very scrappy quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a little machine. Yeah. That's all I got. We had some great catches from the receivers. I think we're finally getting a rhythm that we've been missing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had the privilege. It hasn't aired yet by the time we're recording this because I literally sent it to Sean this morning. Built Boldly game plan. I had the opportunity to sit with Ben and Corey again from Bolt. And Corey and Ben said it. We're 2 games in with probably the highest rookie count in the league. So there's no reason to hit the eject button on the season.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out, and that was a lot more points, and it was a drastic change. So I actually really enjoy those things. I literally sit there for 5 minutes and listen to those 2 talk.
Just watch.
Yeah, and I'm like, Sean from Creative Edge can put a banner over me so I'm not there. I drag my square so I'm on the bottom so we could edit it. And Corey and Ben are like, no, why don't you stay here? I'm like, dude, I'm not going to say anything for 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to close the episode. Well, that's fine, Ryan. You can do the sign-off. Cool. So, and then there was some audio thing, and he'll catch it when he edits going on. It sounded like I was eating popcorn the whole episode, but it wasn't in my feed. We couldn't figure it out.
Like
so it was pretty awesome. It literally
something?
sounded like I was chewing on popcorn for the episode. So I'm like, maybe we don't need me on all these, but it's fun because and I said it on the last Built oh my gosh, I'm going to screw it up here now. So Build Boldly game plan presented by Bolt. Have you watched any of those?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so Ben, and I'll give him the shout out here from Bolt, is incredible, and he used to commentate from the Barnstormers. But I thought I'd have to send a one-sheeter to this guy to get him ready. The homework he does and the questions he asks Corey are outstanding. So I legit enjoy sitting there for 5 minutes because this is a guy that is as busy as you and Larry, running his businesses. I think he hasn't been home for like 3 months. He's on site doing a huge project for Bolt in a different state right now, who takes the time to research who we're going to play, watch the highlights from the game before, and ask legitimate questions. And that's partnership, not sponsorship. So shout out to Ben. If you watch this again, outside of awkwardly sitting there for 5 minutes, he's doing a great job. So
that's fabulous.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No, I have to catch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I wanted to kind of get past all of the stuff that I had in the month of March, but I'm going to binge them.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till after this game. And
You'll
then
see what I'm talking
them.
about. Like,
I will.
I'm like writing a book or playing a game as they're talking.
You're
I'm like,
writing
oh,
a
it's
book?
time to sign off the show. Yeah.
You're writing a book?
No, reading.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad.
I thought you were maybe writing a book on your experiences.
No. Nope.
Okay. Well.
Perfect. So, game this weekend.
We do. We have a game this weekend.
Back at home. Rush Center, Friday.
Game time is
6:05.
So not 7:05. Don't come walking in at 7:05. You'll be close to the half.
And you for sure won't be a costume contest finalist.
That is also true.
Costume contest judging is in the lobby from 5 to 6 at any of the following partner tables. So the game is presented by
Presenticide?
What a new chemical. We clean the helmets with that.
It's a present sickness.
Cut. Just kidding.
How much coffee did you have today?
A few.
I guess.
So presented by Fox Communities Credit Union, new partner, and Radisson Hotel and Conference Centers, who've been around for a long time for us. And then Gnome Games and Marcus are also at the game. So you have 4 tables you can stop at the lobby. And how it works is each of those partners have 3 finalist cards. So 1 adult, 1 youth, and then 1 that they can do whatever they want with, regardless of what age you are. They will give you a finalist card if you're good enough to be on the field at halftime. So you need to be there in between 5 and 6 to stop by any or all, right? If Gnome says you're not good enough, head to Marcus and see if they like your costume. So stop by all the partner tables. Find Kathy. She'll be in some costume. I have no idea yet.
Well, I will be, but I don't know if I'm going to be in the lobby in time.
Because now you're giving a marketing class.
I'm giving a marketing class at 5, so in costume, so that'll be interesting.
Which is really cool. We had a high school reach out that Selena worked with and asked to get some behind the scenes and talk to you, so it was really neat. So
yeah, it's about sports marketing. It's a class they're taking in high school, which I think is really cool to have kids exposed to that in high school. So
yep,
I look forward to it.
So costume contest. Mighty Miller, so $3 24-ounce Millers. We're over 4,000 again already. Green Bay Fusion at halftime had first time they've been back in about 2 seasons, and they're over 400 tickets. So it's a good end. Yep, have a lot of corporate groups that are really excited. So HJ Martin Festival, Robinson, all there in force this game. So
excellent.
Yep.
Who do you have in the bunker? And then across from the bunker,
the Cave is Kevin and Renee Blisi.
Oh, Blizzies.
Now retired Kevin. So
ooh, I'm gonna have
I can
to
say
razz
that.
him.
That's public now. So.
I'm gonna go and razz him a little bit.
And then the bunker is the events team from our village companies. So Megan, Beast, and crew who plan all the Christmas party, all that stuff. They're enjoying it. And also really cool thing. Going into halftime too, and in the lobby we're working with Super Shot, someone from Skee Ball, don't slap me if I got that wrong. Super Shot, new basketball game by Skee Ball, and UWGB. So we will have 2 women's players, 2 men's players there, fulfilling some of those individual NIL deals and having them at a Blizzard game in the lobby. You can check out that new Skee Ball game.
They're going to compete against each other.
Yep. So they're in the lobby during the costume contest. Swing by that one too. They cannot give you a finalist thing, but you can play basketball. And then we're bringing that out in theory on the field because they're installing wheels on it today. So we'll see if we can get it on the field. If not, we'll point a camera on it and it will be in the party pit. It will be part of the game day production, but
excellent.
So yeah.
And that's going to be pregame, right? Is that
no,
what
we moved it?
Oh, you got it into halftime?
It's going into half. We moved Jump With Your Sign from Joan Signs to a little bit later in the game. Blizzard fans are late, so take that, Blizzard fans.
You're a bunch of flans.
Yeah, you're always late, you flans. But like, I just didn't want nobody there to see that, right? You know what pre-game's like. They start filing in after the national anthem, so we put it right at the 1 minute warning before the crowd's empty to grab a beer or something before Fusion takes the field. So it is on the field during the thick of the crowd versus when I didn't know if anybody would be there. So
will you have somebody hyping up the female versus male? Because if you don't have someone for the female side, I'm in.
Yes. So both Mark and Nick Vetrano are in the loop on what's going on. So, and we have a script from Skee Ball, so we're all set. So,
all right. I'm just making sure the ladies need to win. They should win.
And I think by the time we air this, we'll be giving away some tickets so kids can win the opportunity to compete against GB as well at the game. So,
cool.
Yeah, yep.
That'll be fun.
I have the 2 female athletes. I don't know the male athlete name yet. I just don't remember which ones. They were just sent to me before we parked to do this episode. So,
well, that's good. That'll be fun.
Yep.
And they're actually they're at the trade show right now with that game. So
yep.
Yeah.
Everything I get, we'll get that when we're back on the hotel Wi-Fi when we leave the trade show floor. So
yeah, because they got a big crew down there.
Yep.
Or out there in Vegas. Larry actually left this morning, so we got home really late last night, and he left this morning to head out there.
So all sorts of stuff at the game. Get there early. So not a giveaway you'll have to line up for, so you'll get to enjoy all that stuff in the lobby without duking it out for a globe or a youth jersey. I do want to talk about the youth jersey, though, because that game might break every record we have. We are trending that we'll need to open above the party pit for the first time in your ownership history.
Really?
So we thought we'd avoid the line to Oneida Street by not putting it on the laser show night. Not the case. If you're looking to get a youth jersey. And there's 300 more of them in play this year for April 21st. You're going to want to get tickets to that game and get here early for that game.
How are we going to open that up with the laser show, though?
That's a different game now. So the youth jersey stands by itself. So it's the first time we can actually do that because you won't have to sit on a laser to sit in your seat. So, yeah. I was waiting for 20 minutes to say that in this episode.
It was very... I'm just going to leave it alone.
So... come this Friday and then get tickets for the next 2 because they are typically the 2 huge ones. Be crazy. Youth jersey, then kids night.
Yeah,
so
they're going to be crazy.
And I believe we'll put Edge VR on the clock. You can stop by on both youth jersey night and kids night. Yes. Maybe. For sure kids night. And we will have some VR stuff set up, correct?
Looking at each other like,
I wish the camera pointed that way. We're like, we gotta check Hobson's email. There'll be just the Nintendo there. So.
Yes,
VR setups. So, oh boy, we're not doing any more episodes where I have caffeine.
Yeah. We need to do them early in the morning. Midday is not going to work.
No. But that was a really good episode, and I think I'm excited for Friday because I have no clue for the first time in our time that I have no idea what you're wearing. So none. And you've had some good ones from Scarlett to Agent Carter. Hella probably takes the cake still because the headdress was insane. So
that was a cool headdress.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, they'll find out on Friday.
So comment what you think Kathy's costume will be. So,
but you got to do it before Friday. You can't do it after Friday.
Yeah, true.
Because then,
because you'll know. Because everybody that watches come to the game. So, Yeah.
What else you got? Any comments we have to address?
All of them were a lot of the same. So keep doing what you're doing. We support you guys, and this is in regards to the really good, healthy Kathy rant. We don't have a name for it yet, but it was a good one. So all of the diehards supporting, and we had a blast at the game. Mitch Nolan being like, you should just swear off social media, and Selena being like, that's kind of my job. I can't swear off social media. So sorry, Mitch.
Well, yeah, it's become the episode. I heard about the episode 90 and how I've heard it referred to. I want to give a quick shout out to Rod Miller because he's not even in our league right now. And not that I know of. I don't think he is.
I don't know
I don't
the
think he
status
is.
there. Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yep.
He even gave a little shout out to, hey, we're friendly competitors, and that's what it's meant to be about. And those people can just do what they do. And he did reach out again, which it was kind of comical because Larry and I both got the same post, and we just went, whatever, dude. So
literally all the comments, besides Nate, like in all this really thick emotional stuff going on, you asked if we'd bring back the white Gatorade and white popcorn, like in the midst of this really serious conversation. It's a great comment, but we got a lot of that. So there'll be more food and beverage specials throughout the season. So.
I agree with him, though. There were a lot of people, by the number of people that bought the special, plus the number of people that liked the combination. Yeah. I agree with Nate. We need to have that one come back.
Yep.
If not be like our mainstay.
True. Yep.
I'm sure the Gatorade folks wouldn't mind.
They don't mind. So, that and the Blizzard Bomber will probably make a return here. So,
this game?
Not this game.
Because we got those big.
We have Mighty Miller Lite. Miller.
They're big.
Yep.
See people walking with those. They're big. Tub o' beer.
Superhero responsibly on Friday night.
Oh, look at you.
Or villain irresponsible. Wait.
Well, let's not promote that. I am a villain, but villain. Let's not promote that. Yep. Okay. All right. What else do you know?
That's what I got. Going to see, in theory, 1 or 2 movies this week.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast Kathy Trinkler can dial in what was left on her desk when she was gone. So
yeah. Well, I worked a lot while I was gone, so it wasn't so much that as when you get back, there's always that pile of everything that no one wanted to bother you with, plus.
Yep.
So I'm dealing with that right now. But we're hoping to get to D&D.
Yep.
For sure. Yes. Because that looks amazing.
For sure. Want to catch Shazam 2 also, 2 as well.
2?
It is crashing and burning, and I'm a movie lover. Like, it is down to one screen weird times already. So
I don't understand that, because unless Helen didn't really bring it to the storyline might have been too out there, maybe.
DC's in turmoil right now with James Gunn and everything shifting, and everybody wanting Henry back as Superman. Not the case anymore. It's just, it's weird.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right.
That's what I got.
I don't have any league stuff.
Cool.
Other than we're all plugging away, doing
everybody's everybody's cruising right now. So.
Well, let's talk just a little bit. So those of you that watch multiple games, like, I switch from game to game. Obviously not when we're playing, if there's another game going on, but throughout the weekend, I'll watch other games. We're working on the inconsistency of our score bugs. And I just want to kind of talk about that just a little bit. We all have to realize that each of our markets throughout the IFL league have their own protocol, if you will, because there are some of our teams that have local broadcasts that affect what we do.
Sure.
So we're trying to make the score bugs consistent. So for instance, there's some where both teams are on the left and then there's something else on the right. Then there's others where there's one team on the left and the other team on the right. The spread is with the team that's supposed to cover, the over-under on the other side. On another one, it was kind of in a corner. On one, it wasn't on there at all. Those are the kinds of things that when I'm watching it, I'm looking at it more from a league perspective, that we have to have consistency.
Yep.
And I'll use the NFL as an example. Usually on the NFL, everything is around the bottom of the screen, but there are just a few teams where they have it up on the top right-hand corner. So we're trying to get that consistency as well, to just be down along the base.
Got it.
Within our league. So right now we're all down there. It's just, it's not consistent from a layout perspective. So there's different markets that we need to work with. And this betting piece that has been introduced and what will be expanded on later in the season, we really have to have that consistency there.
Yep.
So that's all I have.
One shout out before we sign off. Hopefully ours looks good this weekend, because Jeff Binns, congratulations on getting married. So the first time second time maybe in 9 years. Not that he's getting married.
I'm like, second time he's getting married in 9 years? Wow. What? He's going to love that.
That we won't have him at a game. And those of you guys that don't know, that guy is instrumental in all things scoreboard, YouTube, making Blizzard football go. So congratulations. We will miss you. if I'm not in the lobby in costume, you can assume I am fixing something because he is not there. So
who's going to take care of that this game?
We'll find out.
Okay.
I'm going to go introduce myself on Friday.
All right. So he's getting married on Friday, or is he like going to a destination like Friday's the rehearsal, Saturday's the wedding?
I think he's out. He was out all week, and I think he's getting married this weekend, if I remember correctly. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Many, 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 many happiness years ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be awkward if he's like, dude, I was just in Disney. I'm not getting married. But I think that's the story. We're sticking to it.
Oh my God.
On that note,
right.
should we hit him with it?
I don't know. Maybe he went to Disney. Maybe he got married. I don't know.
I was bringing it back.
He's on vacation.
20 minutes ago as we were talking Disney before we signed off. I thought I'd tie a bow on it.
Sounds good. Nice bring back.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Should we hit him with it?
Let's hit him. Go Blizz.
Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.